out to the old school, yo. Shout out. This story made me a little bit sad, son. Yo, you got some of the greatest pioneers of all time, of all freaking time. You get to see him for like $15. Like $15 flat. And you niggas still ain't go to see him, man. This video is coming from this 80s life. This is the emptiest concert I've ever been to. Strange night of old school hip hop with the 80s life. What's up, kid?
Months ago, I get an email. I don't know if you guys know this, but if you follow an act on Spotify, you'll get an email alert if they're playing a show or putting out an album or something like that. And so I get an email saying that EPMD is going to be playing a show in Los Angeles.
Yeah. Y'all know about EPMD? Y'all niggas don't know about EPMD, nigga. So what you... So what you saying? Boom, 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 boom. Niggas don't know about that. If you're an EPMD fan, son, Eric and Parrish making dollars, niggas. So they got the concert going. It's them, Big Daddy Kane, some Keith Washington was very weird, very strange pairing.
And I was pleasantly surprised. I hadn't heard anything about this, but they're not the headliner. Big Daddy Kane is actually the headliner. It's EPMD and Big Daddy Kane, and then also Keith Washington is performing, who I was not familiar with. He was a 90s.
Me either. Like, and I'm old enough to know him, but like nobody. What is his song? He one of them niggas. He be like, shit.
R&B act that actually had quite a few hits, but also opening the show was Mishal, and I was pretty excited about that. I was always really into her music, and
right. Something in my heart, she had a little voice. Hey, everybody, come, Mishal.
I'd never seen her perform, and actually, I had never really even heard about her performing. So I went on Ticketmaster to check it out.
Never even heard of it.
And I found that tickets were pretty standard. To sit in the balcony towards the back, it was like, I think about $30. And then if you wanted to sit on the floor, it ranged from like, $70 to a couple $100 to sit right up in the front. But the strange thing is there were so many seats available. Like there was probably, if I had to guess, I would say there was maybe 40 seats that had been purchased throughout the entire venue.
For now, they're going to give him a minute. Give him a minute.
Thought that was strange, but I figured, okay, it's just it's a slow growing show. Probably over the next couple of weeks, it'll fill up. So now it's the night before the show, and I bring it up to my family for the first time. And I told them,
and they like, EPM who?
That I was thinking about it, but I thought it would get canceled, so I didn't know if I wanted to go through the hassle of buying tickets. He told me that we should at least give it a try. So that night, I went on Ticketmaster to look at tickets again, and nothing had really changed. It didn't look like anybody had purchased any more seats.
Damn, son. The green are available seats. You get whatever you need now.
I'll show you. This is a screen recording that I took. This is the night before the show, late at night. And as you can see, there are so many seats available. So
young rappers, pay attention to this. Save your money, goddammit. That's going to be all you niggas 20 years. I'm just saying, not everybody, but many of you. Save your money, brothers.
Nothing had really changed as far as seat availability, but the price had now come down. So I bought 2 tickets for me and my son, and it turned out that they were even cheaper than what it had said. When I put the tickets in my cart, it said they were $18 each plus service charge. But then when I got the receipt emailed to me, I think total it was like $34 for 2 tickets, including the service fee. So I don't know when the last time was that I was able to go to a show for $34, all inclusive. So the next day we headed down to the Wiltern, and there it was on the marquee. It appears that it has not been canceled. However, you can see that there's not much of a crowd outside.
They got the gates for them though, in case the crowd show up. They got a barrier.
Usually if you go to a show at the Wiltern, there's a pretty long line going down Wilshire, and at the very least you'll find some people kind of hanging out outside of the venue, but there really wasn't anybody around. So we got inside the venue, and the lobby was the same way. It was a ghost town. There was hardly anybody around, maybe just a...
And it's so disrespectful. They ain't promote this shit properly, yo. It's EPMD and Big Daddy Kane, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Did I go? No, I didn't go. But nobody ain't tell me. Y'all should have said something. the fuck?
Few people hanging out by the bar, but for the most part, there was nobody there. And I mean, I've been to quite a few shows at the Wiltern. I've even been to a movie screening at the Wiltern. I saw Purple Rain there, and the lobby was packed for a movie screening. Now, the weirdest thing was there was no merch for sale. This is where the merch should be set up, but there was nothing.
There's no people there. It would cost more to bring the merch there than you gonna make off the venue. You saw the fucking ticket sales. You trying to be funny, nigga?
I don't think I have ever been to a show in my life that had no merch for sale. Even a small local show, like, you know, a punk band that's got maybe 10 people in there, they've always got their t-shirts set up and everything, but there was nothing set up for this show. So I thought that was really strange. So we headed up to the balcony and we found our seats, and I grabbed the cheapest seats that they had on the balcony. And then my plan was just to move down closer because, you know, obviously there was lots of seating available. Right. And once we got up there,
it's not stealing if nobody's using it.
Was just like I expected. Almost the entire balcony was empty. And so we found some seats that were...
That's a good movie theater for doing it, if you like doing it in a movie theater.
Like dead center down towards the front. Now, this is a shot of the floor about 10 minutes before the show started. And as you could see, you could pretty much sit anywhere you wanted on the floor as well. There were so many seats open.
Nigga, that motherfucker's so empty, you can get on stage and rap with Big Daddy Kane for extra $50. He's like, sure, nigga, whatever you want. He'll handle your mic. Okay, say a few words, man.
And I kept thinking that, you know, right before the show was going to start, a bunch of people were going to come in, but it just never happened. So it was finally showtime, and Mishal took the stage. Overall, it was good. Like I said, I had never seen her before, and I like a lot of her songs, but it was kind of strange. So she came out, and right off the bat, she kept messing with her pants. Like something was wrong with, they were too long or something, and instead of just jumping into the music, she kept stopping to mess around with the bottoms of her pants.
Say no more lies.
Pull them up over her shoe. And so she finally started performing, and she went right into one of her biggest songs.
That is true. And every day, I trust you, but I want you to know. I'd have had a good time here, y'all. I would have had a good time here, y'all. I'd been mad close because nobody can stop you. Right here. That's coming, that's thing.
After
that's when Dr. Dre verse come in, if y'all know.
that, she stopped and
he's a pop. Anyway.
She messed around with her pants some more. Even somebody came out from backstage and was trying to fix her pants. Another thing that was strange was it sounded like she had a live band, but it was actually just a DJ playing backing tracks.
I just noticed that. That's probably because she don't own the rights to her music or some shit like that. And neither do we, so let's go.
We did have two backup singers. Everything sounded really good, though. She sounded really good. Things got a little strange in the middle. She did a lot of talking. I was having trouble understanding what she was saying. She did some medleys of songs that she had appeared on or songs that she had influenced or helped with.
Like what? Oh, that's all? It got me hooked on you. She was a shit.
So overall, I enjoyed Mishal. Like I said, there was a few things that were a little weird, but it was a good show. She sounded really good, and I was glad that I got to see her. So next up was Keith Washington. And
right, and it's like, shit, what does this nigga say?
As I already said, I wasn't really familiar with his stuff, but it seemed
same, nigga, same. Like I know his name. I remember he had like a mustache and like he like one of them niggas off the perm box. You sideways and shit. He had like wavy hair and shit. But his songs, I can't really. I'm not exactly sure.
Just about everyone else in there was. The crowd really loved him, and he put on a really good show and sounded excellent. The only problem was he played for over an hour.
Let me know in the comments if you remember any Keith Washington songs. I remember his name. I remember his face a little bit, but I can't put my hand on none of his hits. I don't know if he got any hits. So do you got any hits to stand the test of time? Let me know, y'all.
Hour. For like the first 10 minutes, I was like, okay, you know, this is cool. He sounds good. But then as it went on and on and on, it really started to drag. I want to say...
Oh, he damn sure don't get no 2 hours. 2 hours? Man, that nigga... Fuck EPMD at this point, nigga. You should have removed Keith. Fuck that. Why you need Keith Washington? How do they probably know him. He probably their friend.
Mishal probably only played maybe 15, 20 minutes. And so if he would have played 20 to 30 minutes, it would have been fine. Now, again, that's subjective. That's my personal opinion. I'm sure there were people there that went just to see him, and they probably loved.
It was barely people there in the first place. Fuck are you talking about? Nobody came just to see him. Come on now. Is it still Keith Washington, nigga? We got...
Now, keeping with the theme of the show, of course, it had to get a little weird during his set. He was right in the middle of his set, about to go into another song, when all of a sudden, somebody comes walking from backstage with a microphone, and he's talking about how, you know, did you see those two fine ladies down there? We've got to bring them up on stage.
Bring them right on up here. They got to be from Tennessee. Because look at both of them twins is awesome.
And Keith Washington is acting, you know, surprised, like he doesn't know what's going on. And it turns out that the guy who came from backstage is Darius McCrary, who you would know as Eddie Winslow from Family Matters.
Not Eddie Winslow.
And so he goes down there and he gets these girls and...
Oh, wait a minute. Don't let Eddie Winslow go get you no girls, nigga. You done heard about Eddie. You ready with ding-a-lings, nigga. I'm like, I'm good, Eddie. I'm good. I'm Eddie. Eddie Winslow.
Brings them up on stage, and they do a song for him. And Eddie Winslow, Darius, sang the song with them.
Good, never. I didn't even know Eddie Winslow was a singer. Felt this way in my heart before. She kind of tall, Darius. Be careful. Well, he don't have to be careful. We know how he roll.
Now, probably the funniest part of this entire thing, couple of rows in front of us, this guy is leaning over and talking to his friend, and we figured out that he's trying to explain to him who the guy on stage is, and then he shows his friend a picture. The only thing is the picture on his phone was Malcolm Jamal Warner as Theo Huxtable from The Cosby Show. So finally, after about an hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes, he finally wraps up his set. So EPMD was about to go on. All of a sudden, one of the promoters comes out from backstage and he announces, we need everybody up on the balcony to come down to the floor right now. We want to pack this floor for EPMD. I don't know why I thought that there was going to be limited seating down there and that we had to get ahead of everyone and get a seat. So we sat dead center, probably about 10 rows back. We could have went a little bit closer, but I don't know. I didn't want to get greedy. I felt like we weren't supposed to be down there anyways. So finally,
trying to get spit on by Eric Sherman. Being part of the way they were back to work, we took time off. So where the rappers got jerked.
EPMD came out and they put on a good show, but I've seen them before, and this probably wasn't their best.
Goddamn! Son, I would have had fun at this concert. I don't know what he complaining about. I would have had a good time, nigga. You got Mishal, you got goddamn EPMD and Big Daddy Kane coming out, nigga. I would have had a good time, nigga. And it was $15, nigga. That wasn't bad. And it was in a movie theater, across the street, no line, easy parking. Sound good to me.
They did something that a lot of rap acts tend to do that I don't really like. is they would play maybe just the verse and chorus of a song and then cut it and go into the next one. And they
As long as they do the best verse.
did that with most of their songs.
Must be free. EPMD. Go take a nap. Oh, man. Son was dumb close. They really could have just did this backstage. They could have just gathered around. Just did it as a friend. As friends. For old niggas, that's very late. That's very late. I take it back. It was a good deal. They should have removed that Keith Washington shit. Nigga, nobody don't know no Keith Washington. Why you take up all that time in the middle? They said he went on for like an hour, man. It would have been 10 o'clock, a very reasonable time for us to wrap this shit up. But goddamn Keith Washington want to sing all these non-hits. Nigga, fuck him.
Can't beat it. Now, I want to say EPMD only played about 30 or 40 minutes, but still, by the time they were done and Big Daddy Kane was about to come on, it was almost midnight. I want to say it was probably about 11:30. And so the band finally started up. He had a full band, which was really cool. And he came out on the stage very slowly. And the first thing that he said to the audience was, man, y'all are some troopers. I'm about ready to go to bed.
Right, he ties the motherfucker his goddamn self and shit. He got on high blood pressure medication and shit. He can't be up at this time of night. What the hell? Keith Washington, you got to go. Plus, that's you got to split money with this nigga.